By the spring of 1944, the tide of World War II hung in a precarious balance. To the east, the Soviet Union was pushing back the German Wehrmacht, but the liberation of Western Europe required a daring, cross-channel invasion that many deemed impossible. Operation Overlord was the answer, a plan of such massive scale that it required the synchronization of millions of men, thousands of ships, and a sophisticated campaign of deception. The operation began not on the beaches, but in the dark, turbulent skies over France. Shortly after midnight on June 6th, over 13,000 paratroopers from the US 101st and 82nd Airborne Divisions, along with British and Canadian counterparts, dropped behind enemy lines. Their mission was to secure vital bridges and exit routes, preventing German reinforcements from reaching the coast. Scattered by heavy cloud cover and intense anti-aircraft fire, many soldiers landed miles from their targets, drowned in flooded marshes, or were caught in the hedgerows. Yet this very chaos confused the German High Command, who struggled to understand the size and scope of the airborne assault. As dawn broke, the focus shifted to the English Channel. The Allied Armada, the largest fleet ever assembled, appeared through the morning mist. At 6:30 a.m., the first waves of landing craft hit the 5 designated beaches: Utah, Omaha, Gold, Juno, and Sword. At Utah, Gold, Juno, and Sword, the landings were relatively successful, with troops moving inland within hours. However, at Omaha Beach, the operation nearly met with disaster. At Omaha, the German defenses were largely intact, despite an intense naval bombardment. As the ramps of the Higgins boats dropped, American soldiers were met with a murderous hail of machine gun fire from the heights above. The shingle, a strip of pebbles at the base of the bluffs, became a scene of carnage. Tanks that were supposed to provide cover had sunk in the rough seas, and the units became hopelessly intermingled. It was only through the initiative of individual soldiers and small groups of officers that the stalemate was broken. With the cry of "Get off the beach" echoing through the smoke, soldiers used Bangalore torpedoes to blast through barbed wire and began the grueling scramble up the cliffs to silence the German bunkers. By midday, the momentum had shifted. Allied destroyers risked running aground to provide close-range fire support, and the sheer volume of men and material began to overwhelm the German Atlantic Wall. By nightfall, despite the staggering loss of approximately 4,400 confirmed dead, the Allies had secured a foothold in Fortress Europe. The success of D-Day did not end the war, but it broke the back of the Nazi occupation. It established a Western front that would eventually lead to the liberation of Paris and the final surrender of Germany 11 months later. Today, D-Day stands as a testament to the collective resolve of the Allied nations and the profound sacrifice of the individual soldiers who waded into the surf of Normandy to change the course of history.